Okay, hello, welcome to Falcon Blues TV and what is going to be one of our last videos of the season, and what a great game to talk about for one of the last few games to cap this off. Burnley didn't show up. Everton 2, Burnley 0. I'm with Callum today. Callum, as normal, thank you so much for coming. As usual, rather. Thanks for coming and joining us with this one. More great work from Callum. If you want to find out some more information and stats from Callum, you can find it on
WF Analyst.
There you go. So Callum will walk through the whole of the Burnley game in what really was walk in the park on Friday night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it truly was. And it's been a crazy one. I think our home form now, you know, it's been absolutely top drawer, hasn't it, the last 4 games, you know.
Yeah.
In terms of the United, Arsenal, second half against Chelsea, and again the Burnley game. And, you know, you have to remember Burnley were in a bit of form coming into this game.
Definitely,
as well.
Yeah.
They ran City close in that game, where they've obviously got beat 1-0 and whatever. So it was no easy feat, I don't think. And I think sort of a game where earlier on in the season he struggled with, you know, obviously they beat them away, but in terms of direct teams and teams that are a bit ugly to play against, you know, it's hard to bring them teams down. But I think obviously with that, obviously the form that we're in now, the re-emergence of Schneiderlin, we've sort of got a balance now, and I think that's the main key in terms of, you'll go back to the Wolves game, and obviously we got beat by Millwall in the FA Cup. I didn't really see a way back for Silva, to be honest, you know, especially from that Wolves game. It was awful.
No, the daggers were most certainly out, and I'll hold my hands up. I was nervous. I wasn't. I probably my head was ruling my heart really when I was saying I wanted them out.
Yeah.
And you know, I was thinking this fella's not going to turn it round. You know, like you know the 2 games you mentioned there, Wolves and you know Millwall are the 2 that stick out. And then you look at games like Newcastle.
Yeah.
And you go, how the friggin' hell have we just lost that? How have
we the game as well?
Leicester? You know, there's so many negative points, but then you weigh up the pros and the cons, and it's like, well, there's a team in there waiting to flourish.
100%.
And the last 10 games have been a joy to watch.
Yeah.
Evertonians have actually enjoyed going the game, and that's something that we've not had in so long. You know, I'm going back to days of Martinez, when we've actually enjoyed wanting to go the footy. Now it's, you know, it's been turned around an awful lot, and hopefully the signings, they're going to be there, and the players are going to be available for them, the transfer funds are going to be available for them. But the side that's in, it's settled, as you've said, you know, and there's definite shoots of progress within this side, and Schneiderlin returning has been brilliant.
Yeah. You
know, he's had his doubters for a long time. You know, he's been unlucky with injuries. He's had a few personal problems, and I just think he hasn't been able to have a chance to get back to that form that he was showing when he first came.
Yeah, totally agree. And you said about the 10 games as well. You look at the form now. There's only City and Liverpool who've got better records in the last 10 games. We picked up 20 points in them 10 games, so you know we are finishing the season strong, and it's just such a shame. It sort of took such a while to get to the stage, and I think that was always going to be the case with obviously the pre-season that we had injuries when we bought players, and we have took a long time to settle. But going to the game anyway, we look at the team picks itself really. I think this has been a massive key for us in terms of Richarlison now. I think his best position is over here, but now on this side it gives us more balance. He's better than Walcott, he's quicker, he comes in off the line better to support this player. Bernard and obviously Calvert-Lewin, who I think for myself has been absolutely top draw, we must say. He's played every week now, and he's still given 110%, and again he was involved in 2 goals the weekend. So going into the game, the key areas for us was obviously for ourselves was keeping the width with these players, because we know that Burnley were going to play narrow. So can they be involved at the same time when they do go down these sides, is not leaving the likes of Kieran Zuma exposed too much in terms of when they win the ball and they start going direct. More so as well for these 2 players. We said about the Newcastle game, didn't we, in terms of when Gomez and Guy played, and the biggest reason why Newcastle got back into the game was their defenders pumping long balls in behind into these sort of areas between these players, and when these players came too high, this when the pockets came around them for obviously like Rondon and Perez to combine. So that was important going to the game. We'll touch on that anyway. But yeah, I think for myself as well, Sigurdsson in obviously really good form at the moment, created 2 chances. Dean in this game created 4 as well. So yeah, these obviously key players. I'm loving the partnership of these two. I think Zuma for me has to be signed.
Yeah.
But whether he will or not, I don't know, because you've got the transfer ban of Chelsea, you've got other teams looking at him now. But for I think going next season, I think he's an absolute key because these now are keeping clean sheets.
Yeah, he's better than what Chelsea have got at the moment, I think. And I think there'll be question marks asked if he's sold.
Yeah.
To by Chelsea. Sad as it is, I'd love to keep him, but I think it's out of our hands. It's down to the player. Really, as well. If he wants to force a move and come to Everton, you know, I think we'll all go, yeah, let's have it. Silva himself has even said, I want him.
Yeah.
You know, same with what you call it?
Gomez.
The handsome fella.
Yeah.
Gomez. Just name just escaping it. But yeah, Zuma and Gomez seem to be priority at the moment for. But then we don't know what the rest of the season or the rest of the pre-season holds with what Brands and Silva have got up the sleeve. I mean, they're saying the transfers are already done, the players that they want, so let's wait and see.
Happy days.
But I agree with you about Zuma. I think he's been excellent. It's where you see a way back for Yerry Mina as well.
I don't see a way back for him, to be honest. I really don't.
Just bought his shirt as well.
Yeah. So, moving on then to this team now. So you look at the form, 1-3 draw 1, obviously lost against City. So the concern for me in this game is how compact these are going to be. Now, for Everton to break these down, you'd have to have quick passes of play, quick on the counter. Because if you're not quick on the counter, you'll done against City, and these 4 will just become really narrow. He'll tuck in here, he'll tuck in here, and what you'll end up with is literally 4 there on the 18-yard box defending that goal. And that's when it's really hard then to break them down. And that's where Everton's quick play came into play. From that, these players, Lowton, Taylor, and obviously me as well, to go from back to front very quickly with diagonals into this player in here, from Taylor into here, and from me into here. So they're key things. So if you're not going to put pressure on these players when they're in possession, then our midfielders need to drop into here to prevent these gaps appearing for these two obviously to be able to play in, and then the likes of Cork and Westwood coming and then to support. And the other thing is as well is that when they do attack and they go from back to front quickly, these two obviously hold with one coming in, but these two occupy the top line. So what you end up with on the top line is 4 players, which is 1, 2, 3 and 4, occupying then our back 4 and really pinning us back, similar to what Newcastle done. And that was, you know, what's our pressing mechanisms going to look like, when do we press, when do we drop, and again Guy and Schneiderlin were key to that, and we'll go over that in a second, but they're the big things for us.
Yeah, with the 4 pushing up, you could see that, especially, I mean, I know the goal was offside, but they used that to great effect. They came on and they pushed up, and our defence was like, what do we do? How do we counter that? Fortunately it was offside, but that quick movement, it almost stunned us a little bit, and we were lucky there. Really agree. And I think it's more so like them long balls, it's not winning the first ball, it's winning the second ball. Because if you don't win the second ball, it's either a shot on target or maybe bringing it down and playing someone in, and it's really difficult to defend against, but Everton done it really well. So this is how they set up, they're out of possession, and we spoke about this, didn't we? So they set up in the 4-4-2 as they have done all season. These 4 try and stay as compact as they can, and these 2 here just obviously stopping balls into these central players, obviously with Guy and Schneiderlin. So when we play out, it was going to Zuma, and then he was travelling then through. And then what happens is then from this, they sort of like set up traps. So once the ball goes in, Barnes then would sort of arc his run and show Zuma into this channel in here. So he cuts off the pitch. So what he does is, by arcing his run into there, he cuts off any pass in here and any pass into our defensive midfielder then dropping in. Okay, but by doing this as well, we're trying to have that movement not only just
for an option, but also to try and drag one of these players out to create more space in here for our central players. And what we've done really well is the likes of these players now, Bernard coming in off the line, trying to find these little half spaces in between the defenders and the midfielders and the central midfielders. And it was really hard because these two central players now, once these two are out the game, you've got an overload in here now with the 3-2 and Calvert-Lewin coming into there as well. So it's sort of, if I go with him, the ball is going to get played through into there. If I stay in here, the ball will get played through into there. And then if he dropped in to do that, it just gets circulated, then come back out through the way.
Yeah.
And that's what had happened.
I think what you found a lot of the time as well is that Zuma was just given free rein at that midfield as well, and was able to, rather than just carry it on and bring it in towards Luca Dean,
just
to bomb right through that midfield.
Yeah, in the second half,
much space.
Yeah, and it's what City do as well. It's sort of, they don't pass just to pass, they pass to engage these players in, because they know once they engage these players in, they create space for someone else to come into, and that was the key for us. But yeah, it's a difficult block to play against really, and I think the emergence of the rotation in these three and the more fluid movement, it allowed us to play through them a lot easier as the game went on. So this is how it happened. So we mentioned Zuma was our main man and carrying the ball out, probably a better passer of the ball as well in terms of Keane. Coming off the back, I think Keane sometimes can be a bit sloppy in his passing. So obviously the ball's gone into Zuma here, and he just carries it, and all he's waiting for now is an engagement from one of these players, because he knows once one of these engages, he can pop it off into somebody else. So he travels and he travels. Now these two are going to stay narrow to protect pass inside, so they're out of the game now, so it's up to these four, and obviously you've got Brady out of picture here. But you'll notice Dean now, Bernard, who's in here, would normally be along that line, so you'd have less players centrally. He doesn't need to do that because he'd be on the same line and blocking that passing line. So Dean keeps the width, Bernard comes inside to find these little half spaces in here, and now what you've got is now as well is Calvert-Lewin's dropping in into these half spaces now. But you notice when he's dropping in, you've still got Sigurdsson now who's going to look to get in here. So as he travels, Westwood gets drawn out towards the ball. He has to go to the ball. And then what happens in the second picture is Zuma then breaks that line. So their midfield line has been broken, and now we've got Dean ahead of this line, Bernard ahead of this line, and Calvert-Lewin now in the pivot there to receive, causing all types of type problems. And now because Cork's having to go across to be engaged, we've got Sigurdsson now free, and obviously Garner in here as well. Okay, and that's how we sort of broke their mid-press, as you would call it, throughout the game. So it was fantastic, and obviously to outnumber them centrally, that was the key in terms of us going forward. And obviously lastly, 3 passing options, so 1, 2 and then 3, which was great for Zuma and easy for him. And then it was sort of the other side of it, which you mentioned before, was how hard the game was going to be in terms of playing against Burnley. And we know all about their long balls from the full-backs, and this is how they tried to cause us problems. So we pick up our back four here, good positional sense. You've got Keane, Coleman, Zuma and Dean, so all within the units, no one's really out of position. They're obviously Dean's recovering there, but what you can see, like we said before, is this ball in here, which against Newcastle causes all types of problems. You know, he brought Mina on, didn't he, to shore that up, but the problem you've got is you're not stopping the problem, which is the problem from the pass from out from the back, because you've only got one person pressing, which makes it easier for them to play long. So in terms of Keane, this was a battle that went out throughout the whole game. Wood's a machine in the air, you know, wins loads of battles, hollow to play against, and that's what they tried to do, is play off him. So when it went in, they had a player support in here, Brady coming in off the line in here, and then the problem was who was going to win the second ball. Our man.
It's usually just a guy anyway, isn't it? So,
but it's all
Captain Reliable.
But it's all about his position and all what his game sense, because if we haven't got any pressure on their back line, so the likes of Lowton and stuff, and we're quite high, this space is massive then. But we don't, so if we're not going to press, we delay and we also drop, and now we can recover. And what happens is here, the knockdown goes in, rather than winning possession now and attacking with 1, 2, 3, 4 players against our back four, Garner picks up the second ball. And he's a great defender.
And Richarlison's out wide to receive.
As
always, he's always You always see him following back with Gay as well.
Yeah.
You don't see him like halfway up the pitch. You always see him like tracking like extra. He's always like a few yards behind him, but waiting to turn off and make that run.
And he's protected Coleman really well, I think.
He's been excellent. I think Richarlison has, he's worked so well with Coleman. I think a lot of his discipline has rubbed off from Coleman. They're getting him back defensively, working hard, but giving him something reliable behind him. Yeah. With Dean and Richarlison, it could work, but I think Dean is the type of player who wants to bomb on.
Yeah.
Whereas Coleman can do it, but he also knows the defensive duty as well, and is screaming at Richarlison to do the defensive duty.
You're not going to say no to Maya.
But you don't see Luca Dean doing that with Richarlison. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So with him and Bernard like that, they can play their own free-flowing game then, because Bernard is a natural defense. He tracks back as well anyway. You don't see that in Richarlison.
No,
unless he's been told to do it.
Yeah, 100% agree. So Michael Keane versus Wood, these are some of the duels. So Keane had 10 in that game, it's no surprise, again direct Burnley, all in this area here, so diagonals from here to here and from in this area into here as well. So 9 out of 10, it's not bad going, is it? He is a force in the air. Keane, obviously he's not really as quick as Zuma, but he's probably maybe better than Zuma potentially, and obviously with the 8 clearances as well. So again, it highlights how good Keane and Zuma are doing. I think they're understanding now, going forward as being fantastic, and you look like they're enjoying playing together. Yeah. And I think with Keane now, playing next to Jagielka, you've got 2 experienced players, but then you've got 2 slow players as well.
Definitely, yeah.
And I think with Keane, if he does get caught, he's always got that cover of obviously Zuma covering him behind, because Zuma's quick. Yeah. So I think that's why they've worked really well together going forward, and hopefully they can keep that partnership.
It reminds me a lot of Distan in that pacey, solid defence centre back. You know what I mean? It's good to see. We've got to keep him, mate. It's just simple as that, isn't it?
No brainer. Yeah, 100%. So in terms of other stats as well, obviously Garner topped the list in terms of passes. So he completed 64 out of 71. Keane 59 out of 65.
Yeah,
it's alright, isn't it? And then Schneiderlin's been outstanding in the last few games, 55 out of 59, Zuma 54 out of 60, and Dean 52 out of 60 as well. And obviously chances created, then Dean with the most again, with 4, Bernard with 4, Sigurdsson with 2, and Guy with 1. But obviously most notably is the ball recoveries. Who do you reckon was top? Ball recoveries?
It's got to be Captain Marvel, and fucking Garner Gay.
No, gets beat.
Is it Bernard?
No. Schneiderlin.
Yeah.
So Schneiderlin with 9 ball recoveries, Dean with 8, and then Zuma, Richarlison and Bernard on 7, Garner on 6 with Keane and Coleman. So again, proof that Schneiderlin, I think for myself, he reads the game really well. Yeah. I think with his experience, he places himself in good positions. Whereas I think when Gomez and Guy play, I think Gomez sometimes gets caught in possession in terms of his positional play. I know against Southampton, when we got snotted there, he was so high all the time, and there was never anyone sitting in the hole to obviously pick up.
I think he sometimes struggles to play with Schneiderlin, with Sigurdsson.
Yeah.
Because Sigurdsson's always trying to make that drop back to get the ball in midfield. Yeah. And Gomez, exactly. Yeah. So, but with Schneiderlin, like you're saying, he gets into the clever spaces. It's allowing Sigurdsson to move off and get into the spaces that he needs to, rather than being cramped.
So, this is just going to go over the goal now. So earlier on in the season we said, didn't we, especially the Cardiff game was at 1-0 at home, and we were just really poor, didn't have anyone centrally. So I'm just going to highlight here, that's Calvert-Lewin, look where he is. He's out wide, and normally, you know what, we complain about that and go, what you doing out here? But Coleman's going on the overlap in here, but now look at the plays you've got centrally in here now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their players. Obviously he's out of position here, Coleman's on the move. So once it goes inside into this position in here, we've got 3 players now effectively on our top line, 2 of them really central. So like playing a 4-4-2. And look at this, where they are as well. They're in little half spaces, and see the position, they're behind the players. As a player, it's so hard to mark them because you don't know what to do. If you go there and you go with him, he drops in and receives in here. if you stay where you are and you find that space, that ball's going to get played right through that gap. David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Sane, Sterling, all them players will do this kind of movement, and it's so hard to defend because they're behind you can't see them. Sigurdsson's so clever, dropping into them spaces. Bernard now, as you said before, coming into these central areas, and then Dean obviously keeping the width. And sometimes these alternate. Sometimes Dean comes in here, and then Bernard stays out wide. So seen that against United as well. And for United, it was really hard for them to defend against. So, but yeah, good position from these three. These three in here now, and then in this picture here, this is where we start to combine now. And look at the space he's got in between these two players now, midfielders. Pops it in, right in between. No one's anywhere near him because he's goes in behind these two players in the half space, and then knocks it then into Charleston, obviously with Bernard pegging these two centre-backs back. And it's great play, and it's refreshing to see that, because normally, beginning of the season, you probably have one player there, and then it just go wide, and that'll be the end of the game, and then we get down the line, cross it in, one player in the box.
Keeper's got
but
it.
now the combination play central areas, we've got real good width, we've got good depth cover with obviously with Guy, with our picture there, and Guy. So real fluidity, and I think we get the best out of Sigurdsson in them situations. So yeah, ball goes in, Sigurdsson pops it off into there, and it's a great effort by Richarlison. Takes a deflection and goes in, but refreshing to see these attacking players being in such real good areas, causing havoc for the centre-backs, because the centre-backs can't really come and engage, because if you do come and engage, you've got Bernard running in behind, so it's sort of a no man's land for them, who picks them up, who comes and presses, and if someone does come in and drops in, we've always got someone on the top line, which beginning of the season we didn't have. So that's to finish it off. So that's the shot map. 20 shots. Yeah, that's that wouldn't have happened under Allardyce, would it?
Isn't that as many as we had when Allardyce was in charge overall?
Yeah, it's only 23 or something, wasn't it? We took so long to get that, didn't we, after so many games?
And we just done that in one match.
Yeah. And you know what, you say it's against Burnley, but you know what, it's crazy because against Chelsea, obviously we played poor in that first half. Second half, overall in the game, we had 15 against Chelsea, 8 on target. Arsenal, 23 in the game. So more against Arsenal against Burnley. There's 6 on target, 15 against United with 8 on target. So that in them 3 games, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, combined 53 shots at goal with 22 on target out of them games. And they're games that we looked at and were like, we were looking to get any points out of them games.
We were coming away with that, weren't we, the way things were.
We got 9 from them 3 games, and then obviously won this game as well. So, Marco Silva, he's a workhorse and he's so meticulous in what he does, and I really like him. I think you look at the club now, the way that they engage with the fans, it's all down to Marco Silva.
Yeah, I've warmed to him. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. It probably has been these 9-10 games that have sort of brought it back round a little bit, but I think the mood has just been so hollow and so for so long that it needed to kick up the arse.
And Chelsea was the game, wasn't it?
And I also put it down. I was as well putting it down to the players. It just shows the crowd does something. The players react.
Yeah.
And I think the crowd has just been less negative, more passionate, louder, more vocal, and getting behind the team exactly as it should be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's been so bad for so long. But even like the days of Allardyce, Koeman, Martinez, all we wanted to do was jump on someone the second that something went wrong.
Yeah.
And that's been our biggest flaw, and it's our biggest flaw as Evertonians.
Yeah, got to be patient, haven't we?
Yeah, but we're the first ones to fucking chop someone down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Paul Tom Davis just jumped on, doesn't he?
Tom is, now mate, he's your dad's worst fucking player ever, isn't he? It's like everyone wants to jump on his back because he's a young kid. He's living his life, mate. You know what I mean? It's give him time. The same with Calvert-Lewin. Everyone was, I think people were quick to judge Calvert-Lewin at one point, but look what he's done. He's not scoring goals.
He's involved.
But he's involved in everything,
yeah.
and it just takes time for players to get used to formations, to tactics, to And to get used to the Premier League,
And
mate,
you've got to look at how young he is.
Yeah.
And he's literally played every minute of every game since that City game at home. And
Yeah.
that's a lot, you know. To lead that line and play that many games against, you know, Premiership opposition, Arsenal, United. He bossed the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
They're in the Fan Europa League, he bossed it. So, you know, we just give him time. But I think obviously we will buy a centre forward in the summer. Obviously, who will it be, we don't know.
I think we've got to look for foil for Calvert-Lewin. I'd hate for us to go and buy. I mean, I wouldn't. I'd love us to go and buy a 20-goal a season striker, but I would hate to see it to end up losing Calvert-Lewin. You know, and unfortunately he's out this weekend as well.
Got a few injuries, haven't we? Coleman's out as well.
Coleman,
well.
Richarlison, and Calvert-Lewin. So it'd be interesting if probably Tosin up front.
Yeah, prove himself, can't he?
Maybe, but I think the ship sailed for Tosin. I don't think we'll see him in a blue shirt next season, or I think at least again it'll be in fits and starts similar to what he has done this season. But I like Tosin. I just don't think he's suited to the Premier League myself. I think when he was playing, our team was so underperforming. He just struggled, didn't he? You know, like I think if you come to the team now where they're firing a little bit more, you probably get a lot more chances, and he's probably finished them as well. Yeah, definitely. I think so.
Coming to that underperforming team, I think he's found it so hard. The quality of passes he was getting was just atrocious.
Yeah,
he just got hammered when he didn't hold the ball up.
I think the Tottenham are probably going to be playing in the flip flops on Sunday, and you know, flip flops and cotton wool, thinking about the Champions League final. If we'd have had the full strength squad out, if we'd have had Richarlison in, Coleman in, Calvert-Lewin, I actually think we'd have got a win out of this. But I think I just don't see, apart from Dean and Bernard, I don't see where that service comes on the right.
No.
Too well. I think we seem to lose that. I think he'll probably end up putting Sigurdsson out right, maybe with Kenny. On the right hand side, and then Tosin up front. So I think he's got to be looking more along the left hand side for service.
We'd play Walcott actually, won't he?
Possibly, or
John Joe,
or even throw Luchman in.
Luchman.
I think
Luchman's a shout.
I thought Luchman played alright when he came on. Looked sharp.
He smashed the bar, didn't he?
He had that cracking effort. I still think there's time for Luchman in this side. It's up to him to take it, because sometimes you see him, he wants to just stroll around. It's just like games just seem to bypass him.
He's consistency, doesn't he?
Yeah. And maybe another one who we expect him to be the best player you'll ever see again. You know, but again, young, raw talent, coming up from Charlton, very little Premier League experience, and you know, gone into the Bundesliga and played well. And everyone's thought that's going to just transfer straight over to the Premier League, and it doesn't work like that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? There's players that have even done that, like Dowell. Dowell's played a couple of games and hasn't really featured beyond that. But Luchman is the one that seems to stick out, because everyone wants the kid to do well. You know, especially because we haven't had someone of his talent and calibre for a long time. You know. But what's your prediction for?
Well, until that injury list came out, I was going to say 2-1. I thought we had got a real good goal, because they'll play all their reserves. Not going to play any first team players. It'd be the likes of you know, Walker Peters, all them types of players will play. But again, they'll want to prove themselves. I was
going to say they'll still want to sign off on a high, won't they? Last game of the season.
They won't have a chance of playing in the final, so it'll be a tough game. But I'll be happy with a little 1-1.
Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, we're not going any higher or lower, are we? So there's nothing to play for, really. I'd like to finish with a win if I could. I reckon 1-1 myself. It'd be nice to get a win. Just finish just slightly behind Wolves. And you know, because you look at like Watford, who are apparently having the greatest season ever. They're playing in the FA Cup, but we've had one of our worst in a while, and still managed to finish higher than them. I'd like that to continue. But we'll see after Sunday, won't we?
Finishing the high.
Just another no, Callum. You know, Jack's charity game last week. Many congratulations for him, mate. I thought, from all the tweets and the messages, mate, it sounded like it was an absolute belter. Everything's gone so well for you.
It was amazing. And you know, props goes to yourself, you know, for helping us in retweeting and getting people on board and stuff. You know, it was fantastic, and it's something that we're going to keep on pushing now. And Jack's Foundation is obviously being set up at the moment, so once that's done, obviously going to plan then for next year.
Amazing.
In terms of getting another charity game in. So might get you the left back, get you in the left
Sounds,
back. Get Paul in goal.
Mate, I'll be honest with you. I played the Goodison on Sunday, and you got to take your hat off to players who can run that pitch all day.
It's so big, isn't it?
Mate, I've done it a couple of times, but that one I played near enough. I think I played like 80 minutes altogether.
Yeah.
By about 75 minutes, me calves were like concrete. There was just no movement from me at all. I went from like right back to left back to centre half for a bit, then moved into the midfield and just stayed in the centre midfield. I'm not fucking moving here, mate. There's no way. But yeah, fair play to anyone who can play on that pitch for that length of time. You watch Garner Gay and he just runs and runs. I mean, I'm not the fittest, I know that. But you know what I mean? It's everybody, you know, when you hear people go, "You're a lazy bastard," you know, they say, "Mate, get out there and try and run on Goodison." With 4, and it was an empty ground, so it was quiet. Imagine that, just 4 walls of noise, of just raw people just bawling at you. It's like, mate, it was daunting at the best of times, you know what I mean? I was in an empty bleeding pitch, and it's quite the experience. But fair play to anyone who wants to run on that pitch all day like that for a season, which is why you tip your hat to Callum.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, the kid just runs, so does Gay.
Needs a rest now, doesn't he?
Yeah. But I think the close season will be good for him. We'll have a nice little break there. I think they all will. And then, you know, recharge and get ready for next season.
100%.
Yeah.
Just on that, if you do us a favour, anyone who's watching, obviously like, subscribe, comment, and also as well, if you're on Twitter, follow Jack Riding's foundation, which is Jack Riding F1 on Twitter. Be much appreciated. But yeah,
I'll put all the details in the tweet for you when we send it out. But Callum, as usual, boss analysis. I'm looking forward to getting more of these next season.
I'll have a bit more time.
I need to stop asking you, and we're trying to do this on a Friday night. We all want to go out. But yeah, as usual, mate, absolutely amazing. Look forward to having you back next season. Again, if you want to follow Callum on Twitter at
WF Analyst.
Good stuff. And don't forget, like and subscribe to us on Falcon Blues TV. Comments below. Again, if you want to have a chat with Callum about any of the stuff you've seen, or just find out a bit more about the stats. I was about to say statistics and I can't say it. The stats and stuff that he uses. I'm sure he'll more than happily go through it all with you. But until then, we'll speak to you after the Tottenham game. Callum, hopefully you've got some more analysis for us after that. Till then, up the Blues, up the Toffees, and speak to you in a bit.